Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Neil here, and today we're going to talk about Dean guitars and their massive comeback. Dean guitars are not going to go away in a rush. They've made that pretty clear with some social media posts. We're going to talk about that today, but also we're going to unbox this package here from the guys at Xvive. Okay guys, so first of all, let's talk about Dean guitars. You guys know, if you come on my channel a lot, that I love Dean guitars. I've owned about 5 Dean guitars in the past, and the ML types, you know, the Stealths, the Razorbacks, those types of guitar, I really like them live, and it's for one reason, and mainly one reason only, and it's the balance thing. They were the guitar that taught me what kind of balance I like. The neck sat up nice and high, you know, you can jump around, move around. The point below, you can wrap your leg around it, and you can kind of get yourself braced if you're doing a lead high up and get there comfortable and everything. So the ML shape, you know, the Razorback shape, the Stealth shape, I owned a few of those. I really liked them, really got on well with them. The only thing I wasn't keen on is the V-shape neck. I got used to it after a while, and other necks felt kind of weird, but the V-shaped neck, you know, I didn't really like. Once I went back to playing, say, Ibanez type necks, you know, Jackson necks, things like that, I kind of went off that V-shape when I had to go back to it. Not all Dean guitars have the V-shape. They do have a thin C-shape as well, which is absolutely gorgeous, but that is not really on the dime type guitars. Some of the MLs have the C-shape on there, but the dime guitars always had that V-shape, which just felt a bit strange after playing like a normal C-shape, if that makes sense. So for me, a couple of years ago, Dean guitars, I think it was either 1 or 2 years ago, Dean guitars put out their strongest lineup NAMM entry, if you like, that they have done for quite a few years. They were all their classic shapes in satin black with white binding. They looked absolutely fantastic. They looked total metal. They got rid of all the gory graphics, things like that, the silly graphics, the bright stuff, and they went totally metal. And I think this was a real strong look for Dean guitars. I think that the black with the white binding really shows off some of their elaborate shapes that they have. However, this line of guitars that they launched, unfortunately, was overshadowed by the Gibson lawsuit. You know, all the press that they were receiving was all about Gibson lawsuit, this, that, and the other. I don't fully get the Gibson lawsuit thing. Dean guitars have been making the Explorer shapes and the single cut shapes like they have for many years, so why Gibson suddenly got the monk on with it, I don't know. Also, I've said that in the past there's plenty of other brands making very Gibson-like guitars that they seem to be leaving alone. It's a bit strange. It must be down to certain measurements, things like that. But yeah, it's very, very odd that they decided to pick solely on Dean guitars. Not long after then, obviously, the whole dime bag thing, just as the Gibson lawsuit calmed down and was all resolved, then it was the whole dime bag lawsuit situation. We're waiting on the result of that. We don't know what's going to happen, but we pretty much, as guitarists, all thought this has got to be it for Dean. You know, the amount of money that they're going to have to fork out for the lawsuits, they're pretty much dead and buried. We think they're going to be gone. I was really sad about this. Love Dean guitars. I really don't want to see them go missing. I think they've made too much of a big impact on pointy guitars and pointy guitar designs to just disappear. It would be really sad. Anyhow, just as we all thought that Dean guitars were dead and buried and we expected to see nothing from them for a while, they posted an Instagram competition where you had to get hold of your Dean guitar, hold your middle finger in the air, send them a picture of that, post the picture, tag them in it, and basically they would pick a winner and give away a guitar. So this was like Dean guitars putting the middle finger up to the guitar industry, in my opinion, and a lot of other people thought it and reported on it. Just a few days ago now, Dean guitars have released a new Vengeance. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Dean Vengeance is a V-shaped guitar. They've released a new model, and Dean have basically put a slogan on there to advertise the guitar as Dean is back with a vengeance. Now this is really interesting because, again, this is like Dean saying, we are not going away. We're not going away in a rush. We're going to keep producing guitars. They do have a niche following, Dean guitars, and I think that that will never go away. Whether that's enough to keep them going, who knows? I certainly hope that it is. I am definitely open to getting Dean guitars on the channel. In fact, I tried before, not so long ago. I was actually talking to their CEO, the guy that is gone now, I've forgotten his name, but I was talking to him and it was looking like I was going to get a Dean guitar on the channel, but then that has fallen through now with all this stuff that's happened, and I've not heard anything back from anybody. The new Dean Vengeance looks absolutely great, it really does. It's using the old, it's not a Strat style headstock, it's a Jackson ESP style headstock on there. It looks really great. They've gone back to that. They've got the typical wing logo on there that Dean have used for years, and it's really nice to see them back. I hope that at NAMM they have a really strong release, you know, the 2024 lineup. I hope they release a new range of guitars. I'm pretty sure it will be a small range, but I really hope that it's successful. I hope that people enjoy it and buy it and keep Dean guitars alive. Let me know what you think in the comments below about Dean guitars. Would you like them to survive? Do you think that it's really clever what they are doing? They're actually using the bad publicity, which is, or the lawsuits, the Dimebag lawsuit, the Gibson lawsuit. I think there's another lawsuit pending as well that's coming soon. I've forgotten what that one is. But do you think it's a really clever move from Dean to be using this bad publicity and kind of putting it, you know, twisting it around and saying we're not going anywhere? You know, sticking the sticking the middle finger up and everything, and treating it that way as if we're not going away, and using the bad publicity to promote their new stuff. Do you think that's a good thing, or do you think that's a bad thing? Comment below and let me know. Also, if you're a Dean guitar fanatic, let me know, because I probably will try and get one on the channel again once I try and find out, you know, who the hell to contact over that. Today down here we have a box. This is from the guys at Xvive. Now, I use a distributor, I used to use a distributor in the UK here, JHS. They have Xvive pedals, or at least they used to do, and I had 2 or 3 on my board, the micro pedals. They were really affordable, and I didn't use effects that much, so I liked the way that they were micro and out of the way. They sounded fine, they worked fine, they stood the test of time, and they were great for many years. Not long ago, I was messaging JHS trying to get vintage guitars on the channel. No reply. I also tried to get some Xvive pedals on the channel. No reply. So I just left it, you know. Then the other week, a few weeks ago now, Xvive actually got in touch with me, not the distributor, but actually Xvive themselves. And they said, we're going to send you some stuff out, you know, to take a look at, pick something, and we'll see how it goes. So I picked a wireless system. The reason for that is because I had another wireless system which I was using all the time. You guys that have been on here a while know I hate wires, I can't stand them. So if I can use a wireless, I will always opt for a wireless. My old wireless, which was sent out to me from Legato, died. It lasted about a year and a half, that wireless. To be fair to them, you know, it was used daily, okay? But you know, it didn't last too long, but it was super affordable, and if you got a year and a half out of it, you probably wouldn't be too bothered because it was that affordable. Anyway, so moving on, this Xvive wireless system, which we'll get into, that has been sent out to me from the lovely guys at Xvive. So this wireless system that I have today is from Xvive, as I've said. This is the U2 wireless system. It comes in a really nice package, actually. It's boxed up really well. First impressions are, looks pretty decent. I'll put the price at the moment of making this video on the screen for you guys below, so you can see how much this thing would cost if you purchase it. Now, I'm not into the type of, wow, that box is, check that out for bling. I know it's only a box, guys, but I'm quite impressed with that. Packaging does mean a lot these days, you know, and this looks like a hell of a lot more pricey than it is just because of the box. So we've got all the bump here, and some little adverts, you know, a user manual and some little adverts on the other Xvive stuff there, because they do in-ears as well. Here are your USB chargers to charge these things up, and basically these type of wireless systems are what I call the bug types, the little bugs that plug in. So you plug one end into your pedal, the other end into your guitar, and I prefer these to having the wire and the box on. Some people, the old school guys, still prefer that system where you have the box on your strap and everything, but it's not for me. I'd rather just plug one of these in. What I'm going to do with this is the same thing, or the similar thing to what I did with Blackstar cables. With a wireless system or with a cable, the only way you can give a review or an opinion on them really is to use them for some time and then make a video about them and how well they went. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to use them in just about as many videos as I can, maybe even all the videos for the next few weeks. And then I'm going to come on and make another video and give you my opinion on how it's gone over, say, 8 to 12 weeks on using the Xvive U2. I hope the guys at Xvive are happy with that, but that's the only way I can think of doing it. really. You know, I want to give you guys an opinion on how they went. Did they stand the test of time? How long in real practice did the charge last on these things, and did I encounter any noise problems or anything like that? I think that is the best way of doing this review, so that's what I will do. So if you want to see my opinion on these in a few weeks time, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up below. Huge thanks to Xvive for sending these out. On the back of the box here there's a bit of blurb which I think you guys should know about. It says features and specifications. The range is up to 70 feet. Now I'm not sure how famous you are, you guys watching this, but I've been on some pretty big stages, like download stages, things like that, and I've never had a wireless ever that ran out of range. 70 feet is huge, okay? So I don't think you're going to have any problem with the range. It says the latency here is under 6 milliseconds, which is about right. Most wireless systems nowadays are around there. And I know you guys complain about latency a lot, and some guys can feel it and are more sensitive than others. But I think also when it comes to latency, you can think it's there when it's not as well. If you have bad latency, you can't play. But 6 milliseconds, you're absolutely not going to notice at all, which is why it is 6 milliseconds. That's why they've made it like it is. Simultaneous broadcast on all 4 channels. Wide 20 Hz frequency response, 5-hour battery life, rechargeable lithium battery. So you get 5 hours out of these things. I'm going to test that, guys. So when I come back on and do the other video which I've been talking about, I will let you know how long these things last. Usually on my day off playing time, it's about an hour-ish. So if I can get 5 days out of this, then I'm pretty much gonna know that this lasts 5 hours. The box includes a transmitter, receiver, USB charging cable, user manual, which we've already talked about. 2.4 gigahertz band is optimal for guitar wireless, approved for worldwide use. The U2 is suited for all electric string instruments with passive pickups. Performance with active pickups will vary depending on the type of pickup. That's interesting, because my other wireless system did not work with active pickups. Like, it was noisy and the frequency was like getting broken up, and it just sounded terrible. It sounded thin, it sounded weird, it just sounded weird, and it didn't work properly. So it would be interesting to see if these work with active pickups better than the other wireless system that I had. But like I say, when I come back in and do this review, obviously I use my Schecter Solo 2 Evil Twin there quite a lot, and that's got active Fishman pickups in, so it will be interesting to see if I can use this wireless with those pickups. But a lot of wireless systems have that same issue there for some reason. I don't know whether it's an interference thing or what. Obviously the receiver can go into anything. It can go into a pedal, it can go in straight into an amp, it can go into an interface. You know, I can't think of many more different scenarios you would use it in. And the transmitter just goes straight into the guitar. And like I said, these bug types, I call them little bugs that plug in, are the best, most convenient type for me, and they are the type that I always go for. Do not forget to let me know what you think about Dean guitars and their massive comeback, and I will see you all very soon.